Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is DDUBS Gaming. In this episode, we're going to talk about the E3 Ubisoft press conference, the year 2017. And I first want to say that I'm probably going to do this format for the rest of E3 because I went to put up my Microsoft coverage and I got 5 copyright strikes all at the same time. So instead of just dealing with that, I'm just going to give my face-to-face reaction of what I saw after, because it's too much trouble to guess and pick and choose what's going to get copywritten, because they do visual copyrights for what's the new games they're showing, and they also do audio that has to do with the songs they play in the background. So I'm not even going to deal with it. Okay, so with the beginning of Ubisoft, we got the Mario plus Rabbids, whatever it's called, Kingdom something or other, and the gameplay itself looked pretty cool. It looked pretty solid. It looked very fluid. They put a lot of work into it, but it's got Rabbids in it, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. It's to me it's just a gimmick. Mario, great. RPG, great, amazing. I love the way they did it, but mixed with Rabbids, pass. Big pass for me. I know that most gamers probably don't care too much, but I'm personally not a fan. I'm not much of a Mario fanboy myself, so for me this isn't really much of a seller. If they did something like this, if they remade like a Final Fantasy Tactics or something in this, I'm in. Totally. There it is. I played Disgaea 5 and I really enjoyed that, and it reminded me a lot of that. So yeah, there's that. Then they show off a little bit, they show off more of Assassin's Creed Origins, and I'm still on the fence. I'm still just so burned from the last couple of them that I haven't really committed myself to going in for it, but I haven't played one in a couple years, so this could definitely be my coming back point, and I'm okay with that. So good job there, good job showing it off, and we'll see what happens. Then they brought out the Crew 2, and I was pretty excited for the Crew 2 to come out, at least to see some footage and whatnot, because Crew 1 still has a lot of people playing it, evidently, and I gotta say I was underwhelmed with this reveal. Instead of making it bigger or just refining what they were doing in Crew 1, or going somewhere else, they're doing the same thing technically with all motorsports. And so I'm really hesitant on that, because to me, I played Crew 1 and the driving mechanics were okay, but they had rubber banding police officers and some game mechanics that were just broken in general. And so I feel like they're putting more into a crap sandwich, and I don't see it being a positive thing. Because the thing is you got your cars, and you got your cops, and that's great, but then you're going to go in the sky and do boats and everything off-road. I mean, I know they've been doing off-road and stuff. It just makes me feel uneasy that they had a game that barely worked when it came out, and a lot of people fell off of it, and people, constantly on and off of it, and they're going to do what they did last time, but literally double, triple what the game is promised to be performance-wise. So that really worries me. Probably not going to get it. Next up, they showed South Park: The Fractured But Whole, and they showed a lot less than what they did last year, which I think was a smart move. A lot of people have been wanting this, me included. It was promised to come out last year, I think October, and then November, and then December, and now it's pushed back to this October. So a lot of people weren't clamoring to see a lot more of it. It's got a very big fan base from the first one, so I don't think they're going to have a problem selling this game. And what they did show later on, though, was the mobile game, and that was a surprise. I don't know if that has to do with their development time of the actual, The Fractured But Whole, but it was a cool addition in general. Oh yeah, and then they used the Hobbits to show off Transference. They had Elijah Wood in this VR kind of horror-esque looking game. I think there was like 4 seconds of actual gameplay, and the rest of it was just all actors and creepy imagery and high-pitched violins and stuff like that to make you feel uneasy, and we'll see. The next game they showed off was Skull and Bones, which should probably just be called Assassin's Creed Black Flag Part 2 or Dash 2 or whatever you want to call it, because it looks exactly like it. They added a lot of mechanics to it, I suppose, but it looks exactly like the boat combat from Assassin's Creed 3 and Black Flag. So a lot of pirate stuff happening this year. I really hope that Sony brings all the ninjas, because we've seen a lot of pirates so far. For me, I got my fill personally on on Assassin's Creed 3. So this doesn't really sell me. There's not really anything. I don't know. Pirates are okay. If they made a ninja game, I mean, ninjas are cool to me. I think cooler. I really like sci-fi stuff, and I really like ninjas. So that would say that this game to me is not that impressive. I think it looks really good. I think it'll play very well, but I've personally don't have a need to play that again. So if there's that Sea of Thieves crowd, there's just people who really love that mechanics in Assassin's Creed, go nuts. Have a great time. Awesome. Great. Awesome. Cool. Oh my gosh. You have to show off Just Dance. Kill that part of the show, please. Do you honestly think that all of those people in the crowd and the people who are watching this, the hardcore gamers, are really clamoring and waiting on the edge of their seats for Just Dance 2018? Oh my gosh, Ubisoft, just stop doing that part of the game. You need people to watch this, and that just tunes out so many people. It was so comical to me that they had to put at the bottom of the screen, up next, Far Cry 5, pretty much insinuating that, hey, just hold in there, people, we're going to show you something really good after this. Like, just stop doing that. So bad. After the amazing show of Just Dance, they actually showed us something that was really innovative and cool looking. It's called Starlink. It's a space-based kind of a Skylanders type game, and it looked awesome. It had a lot of space flight and battle and stuff. It was kind of like No Man's Sky, but the way it looked like it should have been, or would have worked a lot better just in the space flight mechanic and whatnot. They go into orbit, they go into a planet, they start fighting, and they go out of it, and it looked pretty cool. I mean, I'm very interested in that. I'm going to watch that one closely and maybe even get it myself. Steep was the next game, and Steep, I think, sold fairly well, so good on them. I like they're doing a expansion, and that people are really going to love that. And for me personally, I have not played Steep. I am more of the SSX tricky kind of player when it comes to those games. So I really need to try that one out. But it looked pretty good. It looked good. I don't really have too much to say about it. Far Cry 5 made it to the show. No surprise there at all. But what I was surprised at is how much I actually really enjoyed it. The last Far Cry I really got into was Far Cry 3. Played a little bit of Far Cry 4, but at the time I don't know, it just kind of went over my head. I think it was a really busy time of the season. It really caught my eye, though. It looks very good. I'm definitely in. It's I think it's the first one in the Americas, so, home of the land of the free. And it looked very good. I'm very impressed with that, so I'm going to have to keep my eye on that, get my co-op team ready for that one, because I'm pretty sure I'll tackle that one pretty hard when it comes out. Before I move on, real quick, I just noticed there are a lot of games coming out in October. What is up with that? There are so many coming out in October. It's usually November that gets hit pretty hard, but they're probably, a lot of game developers are probably trying to beat the Call of Duty rush now, and I think that's interesting that there's a different dynamic there, because there are so many games coming out in October, especially ones I'm really interested in. So I just noticed that while I was watching Ubisoft. I thought that was interesting. And for the climax, they finally show off Beyond Good and Evil 2, which people have been waiting for years and years and years and years. I think it looks awesome. If they can make it look half that good in game as they did that trailer, then I'm probably gonna get it. That just struck a chord with me. Sci-fi, planet jumping combat. It looked really good. So good for them. Good job, Ubisoft. You did generally fairly well, besides a couple of things that I personally and a lot of core gamers don't really enjoy. in general, you guys held a pretty good conference, and I look forward to seeing what these games do for you guys. That will do it for this video. That was my warm-up to Sony PlayStation. That's the big one. That's the kahuna for me. I'm very, very, very excited. I might drink some coffee and just get even more hyped, but I don't want to overdo it, but you know, what's worth doing if you're not going to overdo it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.